Right guys, we're back again with the Honda Cub. Today I'm going to be showing you how I'm going to make a light guard for a Honda C90 or equivalent models. I mean, you could probably do this for the round headlight as well, or any other bike that has a metal surround of a glass or plastic headlight that you would want to make a light guard for. Is a light guard completely necessary for a Honda Cub? Even I would say no, this is complete overkill, but I'm doing this project because this is just a small, fun little fabrication DIY project you could do at home. It's something I've wanted to do for a while. It's not necessary, even though I green lane the bike a lot. You very rarely get anything hitting the headlight. Now these are glass. I lie, that's plastic. Where's a... Well anyway, it's plastic. Sort of showing you the steps of how I'm doing it. You can take it with a pinch of salt, make your own. Just a bit of fun. Alright, so I'm going to start taking the headlight apart and let's get to it. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the headlight out. To get the surround off, you have to take the entire headlight unit out. It's quite simple, but there are a few little bits to do with the actual headlight surround which are quite fiddly, and you can lose bits on the floor, so it's just things to look out for. I'll show you the bits that do fall out if you do attempt to do this at home. So these two screws at the side of the headlight are your first ones to take out. That will release the headlight unit. Just keep a pot nearby to chuck all your hardware in so you don't lose anything. There's not sort of many things that you can lose. There's two of these funny shaped screws for the sides. Right, that releases our headlight unit. Doesn't matter about this bulb falling out. Right, so you've got these two screws at the side here that actually hold the surround on. They've got little plastic black, it's like a plastic nut where the screws go into. So when you undo the screws, these fall out. So that's just the first thing to look out for. So if you flip the headlight unit over, that's what I'm talking about, the plastic nut. So they fall out, so just make sure you've got a pop for them. I forgot to mention, this is the smallest nut that you're most likely going to lose doing this job. The headlight, your angle adjuster. So you undo that front screw. It's a little M5, so it's a bit fiddly. Pull the long screw out. What I'll do is I'll just use that to catch it. Pull the headlight out, and then I'll put that back onto the adjuster so we don't lose anything. And there we go, our surround is off and headlight loose. Right, so you've got your headlight unit off. Now this is where you can either get creative by yourself or just follow what I'm doing. I did buy, you can sort of get this stuff from like Halfords and stuff, for like car bumpers and stuff, this mesh. It's a bit tight. I did put it over the headlight and it didn't look too bad, but I didn't want to restrict any of the light. Very soft, so I mean, even though this whole task would be seen as pointless, that wouldn't really do anything apart from just dent. And another thing you can do is you could just get a solid bar. You could weld solid bar on the front as a light guard. To do that, you'd have to chop the bar, obviously, do a couple of runs, bend the corners. Because another thing to remember is what I was going to show you when I started getting into it, is the light actually is curved. So whatever you do is going to have to return. The light mesh you can push into the surround, so that could be easier if you don't want to do what I'm going to do, and you don't have to weld, you can just like glue that in. But what I'm going to opt for is cheap old weld mesh. I've just got this stuff left over in stock. I don't know what sort of style to go for yet, straight or diagonal, but I'm going to use this, my surround as my template, and mark it and start cutting out. So with the mesh on the floor, you can see either straight or diagonal. I think straight looks a bit more sort of old school. Diagonal, it's neither here nor there really. I'd say it looks a bit more professional. So what I've done is I've centered one of the holes. I've decided to go square. And I'm going to mark it front and back. Now I'm going to oversize the cut because we're going to have to do some returns to get past that bulge of the light. Now it's not completely necessary to get this center, but You can see I'm just eyeing it, but having it central and even is going to look better, and it will just look a bit pony if you're sort of like, or you know, a bit skew with, even though I am just eyeing it. So you can see the perimeter. It's hard to see, but now I'm going to cut this out. I'm going to leave it long like this, because we're going to have to bend these up as I return to get over the light. So I'm opting to cut outside in the rain because I have lots of petrol and stuff in the garage and I don't want to burn the place down. So here I'm just showing you the contour of the headlight. So all headlights are different, but none of them are going to sit flat. They all have like a little contour to them. So we can't just go ahead and plant that straight on there. One, because it won't work, and two, you still need a bit of movement for your adjustment to go this way, that way. So what I've done is I've left it long. This is basically as much material as I can get on that mesh without going through another opposing bar. Whatever we have here is what we've got. Now, looking at it, it might be a bit tight, but I'm going to bend it and see. I've left my vise at home, so I'm going to use the edge of my metal table outside to get these bends. So the further along you go, the harder it gets, because obviously you're working on an edge of a table. You guys get a vise, don't do what I'm doing. So I'm just using a pair of vice grips to straighten up where it's got bent awkward on the table. Right guys, I've got a nifty little trick as well. Can you see how I've added a bit of contour to it? That resembles the headlight a lot better. What I did was I used a brick as a buck, put that in there, and hit into the web of the brick to give us that. Hey, MacGyvering our way to the top. So this is how we're looking at the moment. Top and bottom's good. I wanted it following the edge, because when it's welded on, that's going to look a lot better than it sort of overlapping. I just need to sort out these sides now, so I'm just going to mark down where I need my bends and then bend those little arms around. I'm probably going to opt for trying to do this with the vice grips just to get a more precise bend. So what I'm doing now is I'm just marking to get my levels correct, because right now the guard is sitting a bit far that way. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to take a little bit out there, a bit 5mm, and then I'll lean it back. Right guys, we just need to get this done ASAP because it looks like it's about to piss it down. Right, everything's shaped to how I want it. I just scratched up the chrome. I believe you can weld to chrome. I've never done it, but I'm not going to do it today. So we're all shaped up where we want to be, and I'm just going to start welding it on. There's a few bits that need bending down, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to work from the center out and push them down when I get to them. We'll start just tacking, working our way to where we want to be. Oh, it's fucking raining. You see I'm pushing down the corners? Right, can you see on the little bits where I'm having to build up, where I'm a bit short? Right, so here's our finished article. I just hit it with the wire wheel, take some of the rust off and clean up the welds a little bit. You see it's got good penetration all around. It's pretty thin, you know, like tin pretty much, so it's quite easy to weld onto. I'm going to get it blasted and stuff properly to get all the chrome off and get it painted up nice. But right, yeah, I'm just going to chuck some black on it and then we'll see how it looks. Right guys, I couldn't resist, so I just threw it in. I mean, if only you could get it chrome, eh? I'm still going to put some black on it just because it's the only paint I've got with me. But like I say, I'll get it blasted, and then I probably won't get it chromed, but I might just paint it silver or something. All right, we'll shoot it black. All right, guys, that was a pretty turbo paint job then. Don't do what I just did. I just chucked on like 5 layers of paint instantly. You can see I've got fingerprints all over it because it's still wet. And in the humidity and stuff, it's not right. But as a purpose of seeing what it would be like, we saw earlier when I had cleaned it up where it looks sort of chrome. I actually really like that because it goes with the chrome racks that are already on it. But I painted it up with some black, and to be honest, I like it as well. It sort of goes with the other black parts of the handlebars, indicator stalks and stuff. So it does suit it. Let us know what you think in the comments and whether this has helped you come up with any ideas for your bike. It doesn't have to be a Honda Cub. You know, a lot of bikes have these surrounds. Usually they're circular ones on like vintage bikes. Same sort of process. Weld mesh you can do what you like with. Yeah, let us know in the comments. Like and subscribe if you like stuff like this. I do quite a few fabrication videos. I'm sort of like thinking more things that I can do. There's stuff I do, you know, hobby-wise, which I haven't put on the channel, which might be interesting to some people. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope it's, yeah, giving you some ideas. And thanks for watching.